Hey everyone, hello! I'm here right now at Walmart, and today I want to take a moment to show you my complete grocery haul from the time when I successfully lost 150 pounds. I'll also walk you through exactly how much I spend in total to get precisely one full week's worth of groceries for myself. Let me break it all down for you step by step so you can see what I buy and how it all adds up. Alright, let's go! Alright, so welcome to Walmart, and first up, we're gonna grab some fresh vegetables and a little bit of delicious fruit. Since this is the first section we're in, and I think I'll grab a couple of juicy pineapples. See, I always eat them because pineapples are, first of all, incredibly delicious and sweet, and second, they're really truly good for you because pineapple helps a lot with my digestion and makes me feel better overall. And by the way, I always eat it before bed. I fall asleep better. Next up, what am I gonna get? I'm gonna grab some potatoes. This is the kind I always get, and it's my personal favorite. Potatoes are a great source of carbohydrates, providing energy and nutrition. And if I have to choose between rice and potatoes, I'll definitely choose potatoes because they have a lot less starch and a lot fewer carbohydrates compared to rice. Potatoes are just a better option for me overall. Alright, what else do I need? I need some mushrooms. I really love mushrooms, and I always get the white ones, this kind right here. And I'll grab a couple of packs, probably, of the dark mushrooms. They're also really delicious. I recommend you try them. I actually want to just grab a little bit of rice because my main carb sources are potatoes and rice. You know what kind of rice I like? I'll show you. There's basmati rice, and I used to truly enjoy it. Now I've really started to like jasmine rice. I'll grab one bag. This jasmine one, I really like it. And in the morning for my breakfast, I also have rice, but not this kind of rice that I just bought. It's specifically cream of rice, which is the type that I usually eat for breakfast. Alright, I'm in the spice aisle now, and I need these specific spices. I really love them. These are for chicken. So I recommend that if you cook, these spices for chicken are absolutely perfect for both the oven and also for when you're cooking in a pan, such as when preparing meals in your kitchen. Alright, let's move on to the protein section now. First, let's get some eggs. I have them for breakfast in the morning. It's one of my favorites. Vios. Oh, and I'm just passing the cheese section, so I can grab some cheese. I eat a little cheese in the morning, and what I get is, mozzarella. Here it is, mozzarella. And this is the exact kind of cheese I did. This one has, 6 grams of fat. Yep, that's what I need. I really like these eggs here. Well, I don't know if they're organic or not, since it doesn't actually say organic anywhere on the packaging. But I always get these eggs when I shop here because I really like them. They always seem fresh and taste good, and I trust this brand. I'll go ahead and grab a couple of cartons, just like I usually do. And I always get liquid egg whites, but for some reason, they're out. This specific brand, they usually have a big carton like this one, but it's out of stock. So I think I'll just go ahead and grab a couple of the small ones for now. Well, maybe next time I come back, I'm sure they'll have the regular size back in stock again, and I can get those instead. In the dairy section of the store, you know what I usually get? I always get this specific kind of milk. It's actually lactose free. It is priced at only $5. This one has 0 fat and 80 calories per serving. This is the milk I add to my oatmeal, and it turns out really delicious. Greek yogurt. My absolute favorite Greek yogurt is this one, the zero sugar. Let me show you. It costs $6, $5.97. So, look at this. It has 0 total fat, a total of 13 grams of protein, absolutely 0 sugar, and for a 170-gram serving, it's just 70 calories. This yogurt is absolutely amazing and delicious. I add this to my oatmeal for my breakfast in the morning. I eat shrimp sometimes. You know, I'll show you which shrimp I buy. Here. No, these are small. I buy bigger ones. Well, I usually buy shrimp about this size. I'll grab one bag. Sometimes I treat myself to a bag of shrimp like this. Well, I eat them rarely, maybe once or twice a week for dinner or for lunch. Honestly, guys, I don't need much to make good transformations. Oh, about pasta. Look, they actually have this new kind of pasta now. It's called Protein Plus, right? But honestly, there really isn't that much extra protein in it. Actually, if you just take regular pasta, the nutrition facts on the box say it has about 8 grams of protein, right? And here, it's 10 grams of protein per serving, so it's 2 grams more. So it's kind of, a marketing gimmick, a lure to get people to buy pasta with protein, but in reality, they're practically the same as this other pasta. I eat pasta very rarely, maybe like once a month? No. My main source of carbohydrates is usually potatoes, rice, and similar foods, for example. And I used to have oatmeal in the morning, now I have cream of rice. So basically, rice and potatoes. Those are my sources of carbs. Okay, well, I'm at the checkout now. I've scanned almost everything. And my total comes out to $69. Let me see when I check out at the register. But that's without any meat products. Why don't I buy meat specifically at Walmart? I don't know. Maybe because, first of all, the price is a little higher, and second, the quality of the products doesn't quite satisfy me either. I usually go to Aldi. The prices there are more affordable, for beef, for chicken, and for fish. And the products there are higher quality, well, in my opinion. So I only come to Walmart for grains, Greek yogurt, and cheese, mainly because I find that these products are usually fresher, more affordable, and available in a better selection here than in other stores I visit. But I buy my meat specifically at Aldi. Welcome to Aldi. It's a great store. If I'm not mistaken, it's a German company. If I'm wrong, correct me. They have very high quality products here, in my opinion. And the meat that you can find here is actually much cheaper than what you would pay at Walmart. Not only that, but it's also of much better quality overall. Right now, I'm heading straight over to the meat section to check out what they have available. By the way, if you have a sweet tooth, this chocolate is very tasty. It's my favorite chocolate, but I rarely eat it because, well, you know why? It's chocolate. I buy this for myself very often. It's this avocado. Specifically, it's called, let me show you, this. I often add it to my food, such as meat, rice, and so on. Actually, I'll grab one container. By the way, when I have a cheat meal, I often buy this delicious pizza, which I really enjoy. Not this specific one, but probably either this one with pepperoni. It's a very tasty pizza. Very tasty. Okay, here we have the fish. Then comes Simply Now. Here it is, beef. And for beef, I usually always buy it fresh and ground. It turns out this has 4.5% fat and 24 grams of protein. Beef has gotten more expensive now. A package like this used to cost around $7. Now it's $9. So beef has gotten more expensive lately at the grocery store these days. I'll probably grab about 3 packages of beef for my meals. Here, the expiration date is fine. Until December 9th. Okay, I'll just leave this here for now. Fish. I really love fish. On my diet, I ate it about once or twice a week. But, I think I'll take one piece like this. I really love eating it with rice. Well, maybe I'll even grab this one. It'll be enough for one meal. There. Well, and on my diet, when I was losing weight, and I eat this now too, I buy myself chicken breast. These are thighs. By the way, you can also eat thighs on a diet. They're actually much tastier than regular breast. Here's the breast. I always get the specific brand. I'll probably get myself the thighs, 1 package. And I'll get the chicken breast, also 1 package, because I have 2 packages at home. I'll grab 1 more. So this is the meat selection I ended up with. It's a bit heavy to carry with 1 hand. I didn't grab a cart because I'm only getting a few things. I'm heading to the checkout and then I'm going home. So the total for the meat products is $56. So it turns out at Walmart, how much was it? $65. Here it's $56. And it turns out I also bought 2 chicken breasts at home. These meat products will be more than enough for me for 1 week. And in terms of money, that comes out to about somewhere around $145, $150 a week. So it turns out I spend $150 a week on groceries. Well, is that a lot or a little? Let me know in the comments. I figure, basically speaking, I spend approximately about $600 a month on groceries. But at the same time, my body is getting better. I'm getting rid of excess fat with these products, and I'm building muscle mass. Well, of course, I also buy myself sports nutrition, protein, but that's a completely different topic. If you're interested, write in the comments, and I'll tell you what sports nutrition I take and how much money I spend on it. So, now I'm going home, and once I arrive, I'll prepare the food for myself. Then, I'll show you what I ate during the day. It turns out I had 5 meals throughout the day, and I'll show you each of my meals at home now. Well, here I am at home in my own kitchen, and this right here is my grocery basket, which I use for shopping every week. Besides that, I haven't bought any raisins yet because I already had them at home, so I didn't need to purchase more. And these are the nuts that I always put in my morning breakfast, which I eat every day. And then it turns out to be a little more expensive, somewhere around $600 a month for all these groceries. And by the way, just to clarify, I meant this particular cottage cheese. It turns out that there is only about 0.5% fat and approximately 18 grams of protein per serving, which is a portion size of 200 grams. That's pretty normal for this type of product. I also add some extra protein here to increase the nutritional value. I'll show you exactly how I eat it in just a moment. This is my last meal of the day. This particular cottage cheese contains a lot of protein. Cottage cheese is actually a source of casein, which is a slow digesting protein. I usually eat it before going to bed. Sometimes I have cottage cheese and other times I just drink some casein protein instead. Casein protein takes a long time to be absorbed by the body, so it is best taken before bed to provide a steady supply of amino acids throughout the night. Casein protein is exactly what is best to drink before bed. If, for example, after a workout, then I drink, for example, isolate, so that it is quickly absorbed. Before bed, I always make sure to drink casino protein specifically because it is absorbed more slowly, and the slow absorption is especially important when I am sleeping. This way, my muscles do not starve during the night, and the casino protein, which is actually cottage cheese, provides them with a steady supply of nutrients throughout the night. Therefore, casino protein, namely cottage cheese, is the best option to have before going to bed. When I lost 150 pounds, I was never hungry, not even once. I was always full and satisfied, and I ate for pleasure, enjoying every meal. I ate my favorite foods, and every bite was delicious. Remember, any diet you choose should always be tasty and enjoyable. If the food you eat is not tasty, then you simply will not be able to stick to it for very long. So, always make sure your meals are both healthy and delicious, so you can maintain your diet and reach your goals. Before, I remember there were times when I ate right, but the food was tasteless. And I lasted for 2-3 weeks. I was on a healthy diet, but the food was dry. The chicken breast, the rice was dry, the food was generally tasteless. And after 2-3 weeks, I would break down and eat fast food. That is, burgers, pizza. But I never broke down with food like that. I really enjoyed this food. I liked it. I enjoyed this food. And by the way, pineapples are also a very cool thing. I eat them before bed with cottage cheese or protein because pineapple, firstly, improves digestion, and secondly, it improves the effect of melatonin by 200%. I think I read that I sleep very well thanks to pineapple. That is, before bed. Well, the most important effect of it is that it improves digestion. It's like enzymes. So, eat right, eat smart, and you will make progress. Well, now I'll show you what I ate during the day when I was losing 150 pounds. In principle, I already eat exactly these products now. I'll show you my morning breakfast, I'll show you my lunch, dinner. This means that typically I have around 5 meals a day. And in addition to that, there are times when it's not just 4 meals, but actually 4 meals plus 1 more protein intake, which brings the total to 6 meals, but that's only when you count the extra protein portion. So in general, I usually have about 5 meals a day. I prefer to eat small portions throughout the day, which helps me feel comfortable and energized. The only exception is that my breakfast is, a bit more voluminous and filling, because I eat it before my training session to fuel my workout. Well, now I'll show you my very first meal of the day. Let's start with breakfast. So for breakfast, I had eggs, and now we'll make scrambled eggs together. I'll have them as my first meal. 2 whole eggs. So I get these liquid eggs that I bought in the store, which are really convenient because I don't have to crack regular eggs, and I pour out exactly 250 grams of the liquid eggs into this bowl, just like this, making sure to pour slowly and carefully so I get the right amount for the recipe. It's fine. I even got a little over 280, nothing to worry about. While the frying pan is just now heating up. I forgot, by the way, you definitely need to add a little bit of salt. This is how we mix it, just like this. I think that, personally, I truly believe that breakfast is, without a doubt, the most important meal of the day, and it has always been so high in calories for me, mainly because I have breakfast first thing in the morning, and then after that I go to my training session, and then I have carbohydrates, that is. I first eat eggs, protein, and then carbohydrates. I have this creamed rice. I used to eat oatmeal, but I have a slight allergy to oatmeal, so the best product for me now is creamed rice. I make exactly 100 grams. Exactly 100 grams. That's how it is. That is to say, I really love my breakfast, it's very tasty. And put it all in the microwave for a minute, then I stir it and put it in for another minute. So you get this kind of rice porridge. I carefully add about 40 grams of dried raisins. Then I take regular nuts, such as walnuts, just like these. For this recipe, I carefully measure out exactly 20 grams of walnuts, making sure to be precise with the amount. It turns out that for every 28 grams of walnuts, there are about 20 grams of fat. So by adding 20 grams of walnuts, I am including a little less than 20 grams of fat in the recipe, which is important to know if you are keeping track of your fat intake. Well, I'll add a little less. Then I add this protein. This is not an advertisement. Honestly, I just really truly love this protein. It's absolutely perfect, especially when you add it to some products, when you cook in the oven, or when you put it in porridge. And when you just drink it, for example with milk in a blender, you get a very tasty and delicious protein shake. Exactly 1 scoop. There. And oh, yes, well, I also actually really like to add peanut butter powder. Here, for a serving size of 13 grams, there is only 1.5 grams of fat and 6 grams of protein. So it's actually a really cool thing to have, and you really don't gain weight from it at all. Well, I usually put about 25 to 30 grams of the ingredient into the bowl, and as a result, the porridge always turns out to be very tasty and delicious. Really, I have to say, this is honestly my most favorite dessert of all time. And I add a little bit of Greek yogurt here. It turns out, as I've already said, total fat 0, protein 13, sugar 0. So it turns out 170 grams is 70 calories. But I've already talked about that. I add just a little bit, about 100 grams in total. Usually 2 spoons is enough for me. So this is my very first meal of the day. This is what I have for my breakfast. For breakfast, I have eggs, about 40 grams of mozzarella cheese, and rice porridge that is enriched with protein, along with some nuts and a handful of raisins. I really love this breakfast. It is honestly my favorite meal, and I ate it every single morning without fail, and I still do to this day. And when I was losing 150 pounds, I constantly ate exactly this kind of meal. Your breakfast is indeed the most important meal of the entire day. I eat all this, and in about an hour and a half, I go to my workout. I train really well because I actually need energy, and that's why I eat such a big meal right before my intense workout. But after the workout, my portions are a little smaller, and there are much fewer carbs because if you want to lose weight, you need to eat few carbs. That is, you need to create a calorie deficit. And so, when I get back from my workout, I'll show you what my next meals were. How I ate, what I ate, how many carbs I had, how much protein. That is, it turns out, I will have 4 more meals. So my first meal was breakfast. Then I had a protein shake after my workout. And about an hour after I have the protein, I usually have potatoes. Here, for this meal, I have baked chicken breast, served together with some cottage cheese, slices of zucchini, fresh tomato, and just a little bit of mozzarella cheese. I cook this delicious and healthy dish myself, and if you are interested, you can watch the full recipe and cooking process on my channel. It's baked chicken breast in the oven. There's a video available, and you can watch how I cooked it if you're interested. So this will actually be my 3rd meal of the day. In about 3 hours, I'll have my 4th meal, and then in another 3 hours, I'll have my 5th meal. If you're eating right now, I sincerely hope you enjoy your meal. So my 4th meal is ready right now. Here I have fish, 250 grams. Hucked weight, and here is just my rice in terms of serving. Approximately. I don't eat much rice anymore. It's about 1 gram. 180, like this. So in the evening, I eat very few carbs. Sometimes I don't eat carbs at all. That is, 2 meals with carbs in the morning, and for lunch after a workout. In the evening, I usually only have chicken with a fresh salad. Well, I don't really know. Maybe with tomato, cucumber, for example, or something similar. Or if I eat fish, I only eat it with rice because I just don't like fish without rice. It just doesn't taste right to me. So, Anyway, this is my meal for now. This is actually my fourth meal of the day, and there's still one more meal left. That will be the fifth meal, I think. So, as I said before, I think 4 meals and 1 protein shake. So, in total, I have 5 meals a day, including the shake. Beautiful? I'd say very. And it's very delicious. And my last meal, this is the final 5th meal. I have this kind of cottage cheese, farmer cheese. It's sold at Walmart. But the only thing is, this one has 10 grams of fat. So it's a little bit on the fatty side. I rarely eat it. So this one has a long expiration date, so I decided to keep it for now. I also have another kind of cottage cheese that I want to show you. This one right here. It's written in Russian here on the packaging, because I usually buy it at a Russian store. In my city, there's a small Russian store where I often go and buy this kind of cottage cheese. And it's really good, because this one only has 0.5 grams of fat per serving. That is less than 1 gram of fat in total. It's very delicious, and it's very healthy. And I put it on the scale, making sure to do it carefully and precisely, and it measured exactly 250 grams, just as expected. I eat this with pineapple. I bought a pineapple, but unfortunately, sometimes when you buy a pineapple, it's still a little green, and it's not ripe. So I put it in the fridge to let it ripen. So today, we're just gonna eat the cottage cheese. I'll add a little milk to the cottage cheese. You can also enjoy eating this with fresh pineapple. You can also eat it with a juicy apple. It's also very tasty with an apple. So you just need to mix it all up really thoroughly and well. It's very delicious, especially, it turns out my favorite meals are in the morning. I have a big sweet tooth, so in the morning my porridge is sweet. I really love my breakfast. And I really love the last meal of the day, because cottage cheese with protein plus pineapple, you can finally chop the pineapple, add it in here, and it turns out just divinely delicious. That was the entire meal plan for today, just to recap. So as planned, that makes a total of 5 meals for the day. If you eat like this, plus cardio every day, I do it for an hour, plus workouts. You need to work out at least about 4 times a week. I also work out about 4 times, for about 2 to 3 hours when I go to the gym. I eat like this, and that's how I lost weight. Over the course of 15 months, I managed to lose a total of 150 pounds. Right now, at this very moment, I'm working on gaining muscle mass. I'm currently in what's known as a bulking phase, so that's the main reason why I appear so bulky, right? There. But I have no fat at all. I mean, everything is very hard. There's no fat at all there. But my stomach has stretched a bit from the food. I started eating more, and because of that, my waist has gotten wider. Friends, so that's the video. If you liked it, give it a like. If you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. In the future, I'll also show you my kitchen, how I cook, and I'll show you some healthy recipes. And I'll also tell you a little about my workouts. That's all for now. I'm not saying goodbye, but I'm saying it's only going to get more interesting. Bye.